What is going on, dreamers? Today I'm going to be reacting to the Cities Skylines 2 feature highlights. This one is on roads tools, and if you recall from my previous video, roads tools are my #1 anticipated feature for Cities Skylines 2 and the connections and junctions of roads. So let's see how this is going to be implemented into the new game. This is Dream Scraper. Let's go.
The roads crisscrossing your city are more than a means of transport. By connecting citizens to their work, families, and communities, they are the veins and arteries of your city's beating heart. Every pathway you carve out shapes the routine every day and opens the door to the extraordinary events that define their lives. City building starts with roads.
All right, so I just want to start right here by simply saying I'm loving all of these connections from one road to another road. It's so seamless. You're in this lane, you just continue going straight right into this roundabout or into this exit ramp, and it's just seamless. These roads right here, they split perfectly. That is absolutely what I am excited for in City Skylines 2. No node controller, I'm sure, is being used. It's just you connect one road to another and it flows perfectly.
Roads allow people, goods, and services to move through your city, of course. And in City Skylines 2, all roads except for highways.
Another thing you're not noticing is traffic. Where's the traffic? I haven't seen it. This is a huge city. If without any kind of mods in City Skylines 1, there would be traffic everywhere. So that's something to keep in mind.
Automatically carries water, electricity, and sewage lines. It's a shortcut that lets you focus on what you love about city building.
Okay. So this is a feature that we got in City Skylines 1 through mods, like in 81 Tiles mod. You're able to do this right now. To be able to have this just available for you is pretty cool. However, I just wonder if you're going to be able to turn this feature on and off, because I know some people really enjoy placing down the water pipes and placing down the power lines. For instance, in City Skylines 1, I always put down power lines, not necessarily for their functionality, but for their aesthetic. And to me, that's important because power lines are extremely realistic and they're in every single city, especially in America and every little town. So I hope that this feature is something that we can turn on and off.
Building sooner. You'll construct and refine your road network using road tools.
Something I noticed with the other clip just before this and this clip, it looks like you're able to come in here in the map legend and actually turn off and turn on certain things. So for instance, if you just want to look at healthcare buildings but not death care and ambulance and hearses, which is cool, you're able to click, and I would assume you would just see the healthcare buildings light up. So that's a nice feature if you're like looking for something very specific and you're seeing all this stuff and you're like, you can't find the thing that you're looking for, turn everything else off, and then it'll be the only thing that's popping up. So I like that feature.
They're easy to learn and flexible, inviting you to follow your creative impulses. Returning players will welcome upgrades to the road tools that introduce several of the most wished for.
Okay, so this is something that I was kind of curious about, and I've had a lot of thought about it. These two symbols for like these road tools. What's the difference between, I guess, the continuous and then the one right before it? My assumption and what I'm gonna guess is in Cities Skylines 1, the one that we had where you could click and then make a curve and then click and then make a curve and then click. Whereas I think for this one, I think it's I assume it's probably going to be you click one time and then it just kind of follows your cursor. Wherever your cursor goes, that's where you're going to be building a road. Or maybe you click, hold down, and you know it follows your cursor, and then you release, and then that's where the road will go. It's just going to follow wherever you take it, which I think is pretty cool. You could get some interesting shapes, and I bet you if you want to build like a suburb neighborhood that has like windy roads, that would be really useful there.
4 features. Other features are totally new. Use the road tools to create seamless city blocks in just 3 clicks.
So I think the grid ability is really awesome, especially for like vanilla players. Personally, I try to build the most realistic cities as I possibly can. No city has a perfect grid. They're always off by a little bit. You know, angles are going to be off a little here, a little there. And so I try to make mine a little bit varied. but I could see this being very useful, at least getting that initial base backbone of your grid down.
No time, you'll lay long, beautiful stretches of road to link lively residential and industrial districts to your buzzing cities.
Man, that is just beautiful. Like the colors that are in here, it's, you know, you don't get those ugly yellow tones. You get just nice, lively, beautiful colors.
Center. Just like that, you'll thread traffic along wide, curving streets and elegant, elevated highways. You'll even add bridges and
that bridge is just, that is an awesome looking bridge. It's a really nice looking bridge. And another thing that I wanted to point out was the amount of trees. There's so many trees. And I hope that, you know, if you don't have the best gaming system out there, that you're going to be able to do this, add all these amount of trees and not have the frame drops that you would normally have in Cities Skylines 1. So that's really big for me.
tunnels in only a few clicks. Intersections have been overhauled in Cities Skylines too.
Wow, that is an awesome intersection.
And you can use pre-made intersections on new and existing roads.
Okay.
You can also add roundabouts. Yep, they're here. From gentle suburban roundabouts to roaring multi-lane roundabouts.
Nice.
It's never been easier to engineer uninterrupted streams of traffic. That's because roads will be configured automatically, so vehicles can enter and exit the roundabout safely. Simply drop your preferred roundabout over an...
Okay, so when it comes to roundabouts, look, people love them, right? I'm an American. I'm from the southern part of the United States. We do not have many roundabouts. Roundabouts are not very common. So usually when I build, especially if I'm building in those areas, I don't add roundabouts. It's not typical for me. So in that term, I'm probably not going to use this feature a whole lot. However, it does make things easy. The one question that I have, well, I have two questions. One, are you just limited to these two sizes? Are you able to, I guess, kind of adjust it? Because now in Cities Skylines 2, the way you do it typically is, well, if you're not using a mod to build your roundabout, you would just go, you know, over however many and then up however many and then just make your circle that way. And it's like you can really just make whatever size you want. Whereas in this, it's looking like you're kind of limited to these 4 options. Another thing is aesthetically, is it just these 4 options, or is there different aesthetics to your roundabout? Can you customize it? Those are my questions that I have with this.
Existing intersection, and ta-da! A whole new way to move people, goods, and services through your city.
So it looks like you've seen concrete and you've seen grass. So I'm guessing those are your 2 options, right, for a center roundabout, which obviously it's a really pretty center of a roundabout. I really like that. But I guess, can you add decals? Can you add statues? Can you add, you know, whatever the case?
Decide the direction of traffic and how it flows by placing traffic lights, crosswalks, and directional no-turn traffic.
Okay, so this is TMPE, right? Inside the game. It's built into the game. That's awesome. Yeah, so I guess you can turn it into a traffic light. You can turn it into a stop sign. You can limit, you know, people from turning. Yeah, that's really great. Another thing I see down here is these lights. I wonder if you can turn on and off lights on the side of the roads. That's great. That's a good tool. Sometimes you want lights on roads and sometimes you don't.
Traffic signs and stop signs. Erect sound barriers and construct parking lots. That's another new feature.
Okay, so parking lots. That's cool, right? I'm glad we're going to get parking lots. Looking at this though, I do have a few questions in my mind. It looks kind of like parking lots roads tool, where there's roads inside the parking lot. I'm fine with that. The one thing though is these lines, right? Can you turn those off? Because I've never seen a parking lot with lines in it, at least where I'm from in the United States. I'm not sure how it is in Europe or Asia, but this is not very common to see lines in the middle of your parking lot, these dashed lines. So I hope those can be turned off.
And Cities Skyline too. And for returning players, it means Christmas.
Look at this fence. The fence looks great. The fence looks absolutely fantastic. You can tell it's really a fence, whereas a lot of times, depending on what angle you're at in Cities Skylines 1, the fences kind of just look like walls or something that's not a fence.
This has come early. You can even add decorative touches if you want to. They don't just make your city pretty, they can be useful too. So those trees you use to line sidewalks, add charm and reduce noise pollution. Of course, building a city is a
Noise pollution is a thing. Don't know how I feel about it. I'm sure with the mod you'll be able to turn it off, but you know, for the people who are really trying to get that management side of the game, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Process of exploration and experimentation. You'll try stuff out. Some of it you'll like, and some you won't. Want to change an existing road?
Look at this. This is huge.
Use the new replace tool. It's like the old upgrade tool, but with more freedom to refine.
Look at that. That's awesome. This is probably the biggest thing that I've been anticipating. No node controllers being used. They created a lane. The lane is now merging off seamlessly, straight. You're not having to take like a hard, sharp right-hand turn. This is in the base vanilla game that you're able to do this. That's
in your road
fantastic.
Network.
I'm curious to know if,
with more freedom to refine your road network.
Let me right there. I am curious to know though, is it like a node-based system like it is in Cities Skylines 1, where you know there's a node here, there's a node here, there's a node here, or is it a different way, a different system where you're able? I don't know how they're making this, but I really like it, and this is going to be my absolute favorite feature. I'm not going to be spending 5-10 minutes on this one single exit ramp trying to get it to look perfect, because it does.
Change your mind about a road? Bulldoze tool to the rescue. Click, 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 and that road is a thing of the past. Road building is more intuitive and nuanced in Cities Skylines 2, and every pathway has a far-reaching impact. Build your city's roads as a testament to your ambition and a promise to citizens that anything is possible.
Wow. That end shot is really pretty. So, anyway, guys, my final thoughts, I like it for the most part. It's going to be really good. There's going to be some things where, yeah, we're going to need some mods to adjust just for that aesthetic. But for the base game, like, there's a lot of players out there who love just playing vanilla, love playing the base game. And for that, I applaud Colossal Order and Paradox, because this looks amazing. This is going to be the best city builder that has ever existed. I appreciate you watching. I'm going to make another video for the next one and probably each one after that of these featured highlights. We'll see you in the next one.